Well met, and welcome to another scene in Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages YouTube experiment, Trento by Night. The night scene finds us at the citadel of the city of Trento, the seat of this town's ruler, Countess Serafina da Pazzi, in which she continues to expect kindred answering to her summoning, the summoning that she sent forward close to a month ago, beckoning the neonates of neighboring cities to aid her in fulfilling the wish of her master to recreate and consolidate the rule of the emperor in this fine piece of land. At the gates of the citadel, we see a hooded figure in the person of Brother Samuel, and it is there where we shall begin our scene.
Brother Samuel has walked from his domain of the monastery, leaving the tending of the holy place to his flock. He makes the trip alone, confident in his safety and the will of the Almighty. A little trepidation creeps into his mind as he approaches the grand castle and abode of his most esteemed elder. He walks and simply waits with patience at the front gates.
A few moments pass, and at the sound of footsteps, one of the many retainers of the Countess nudges the door, and without even looking at Samuel, you can hear a coarse voice of a man. "What do you want? It's late."
Blessings upon your household, child. I wish to speak with the Countess.
You can see the man just poking his head out and noticing that in front of him there is a man of the church. He just removes his hat and puts it next to his heart and bows down his head. "Of course, Father, of course. Come this way."
He follows through, following the attendant closely, head bowed in humble submission in the grand place of the Almighty. The ruler of this land, his bare sandaled feet echo across the stone-slabbed hallway.
And the man leads Brother Samuel to the central room of this citadel. The marble floors glisten with torches, and Brother Samuel can see people both on the left and on the right, heads bowed, simple garb. And right in front of him, the only piece of furniture in this entire room is a red velvet throne upon which sits the Countess. Noticing Brother Samuel, she nods and gestures to him to approach.
The monk approaches tentuously, keeping a fair few paces away from the Countess, a little in awe of her magnificent presence. He averts his eyes and stares straight upon the floor. He begins the slow descent and actually gets down upon his knees, head planted in submission. That of such a lowly worm as he is in the presence of greatness.
And the countess, gets up to her feet. Flattery will only get you to a certain point, father. And she comes next to him and looks right down at his head, like waiting for him to raise his gaze to meet hers. To what event do I owe the honor, father?
I have been summoned to your call, my countess. I am Brother Samuel of Constantinople, previously of Venice, brought forward by the Prince of Venice to help bolster your ranks in the name of the Emperor.
I see. I did not realize you're one of the blood. I am a bit distracted with affairs of another nature in recent nights. Might I inquire, father, your clan?
I have the honor of being part of the household of the Drakon.
You see a wide grin upon the countess's face. It is good to have blood in the city. Someone I can trust.
You do me a kindness, Countess.
Unless there is something that might prove otherwise. You might prove yourself a trusted counselor and a trusted advisor to me. Unless rumors hit my ears. I've heard Venice had some trouble recently, but I trust that our clan is in good hands in the fair city of Venice. Am I not right?
Venice is absent of many of our kind. The House of the Volovods and the Koldons have focuses elsewhere within the principalities. I am but a humble servant of God and the clan. I only wish to serve.
I see. And your words ring wise, Father. And in this dark and troubled time, we need all the help we can get. There is a monastery not far from here. They're always looking for preachers to handle the night sermons. Unless you would choose another place to live, I'd recommend that one. And there would be enough things for you to take care of.
If it pleases the Countess, I have encountered the old monastery on the western side of the city. It lies abandoned and in disrepair. Myself and my flock have inhabited the place to bring the glory of God back to the minds of the peasantry of your fair city.
Then let it be from this night forward your responsibility. But let it be known that out of need, the crown of the city of Trento shall not lend financial aid to the monastery. until a certain time, as our responsibilities are easier and our burdens lifted up from our shoulders.
As you wish, my Countess. The Lord gives us tests upon these nights so that we may prove worthy of him within his golden throne. Is there anything that this humble supplicant can do to ease the burdens from your shoulders?
Well, Father, actually, there was word that a certain caravan might pass through our first city, heading to the holy city of the Vatican. I'm sure that if rumors ring true that the ones that carry it are going to spend a night or two in our city, maybe the contents of their transport might be of interest to you.
I see. Are you aware of what they hold, my lady?
There are rumors of diverse pieces of text of more or less interest to our kind. I do not know details about the nature of those very texts, but I'm sure that if there's anything that would endanger the silence of the blood, that one of our ranks should verify them.
We of the Drakon are the great keepers of knowledge. Just like in Alexandria, we shall keep the great works of mortals safe for countless times and centuries beyond. It is our responsibility to hold such knowledge.
And it is our responsibility to make sure that the kind do not know more of our nature than they already do. These are troubled times, and even though most of our ranks still hold to their faith, most of our ranks also end up meeting the sweet, cold embrace of final death because of kind that decides to go one step beyond and blame us of being creatures of the most unclean.
We all have a place within God's ranks, my lady. Even being as cursed as we are, he has a plan for us.
If you ask me personally, Father, the very nature of our curse is up for debate for me. But this is one poor woman talking. Unless there are other matters that you wish to speak of, I will require you to take your leave and begin your investigation.
As you wish, my lady. And he will shuffle backwards out of the room in humble supplication and move silently away from the Countess.
And our scene goes to an end.